a dancer. I dance salsa, samba, merengue, Latin dance. So I do Zumba. How many of you do Zumba? I've tried Zumba. Love Zumba. It's a big thing in California. Like 5 days a week. Love my Zumba. But I started seeing all these people who were looking really fit, and I said to them, what are you doing? And they're doing CrossFit. All right, let me try this CrossFit. So I go to CrossFit. I don't know if you all know what CrossFit is, but you're lifting weights, you're doing push-ups, you're doing pull-ups. You do CrossFit apparently. I wanted to die.
I do.
It was just, and I could dance till the cows come home. But CrossFit, I thought I was like, did I go back to CrossFit? But I'm still doing Zumba. That analogy I want to make to books. If you hand me a Paulo Coelho book, I will read every book he's ever written. I have read every book he's ever written. But if you hand me James Patterson, I love Jim, I've met him, but I'm probably not going to be into that's not my book. So the same thing goes for this. We're trying to raise readers, and as Alan said this morning, you have to love those books. You have to ignite that passion, and you have to feel that way. So I want to feel about my books the way I feel about Zumba, and not the way I feel about CrossFit. So, you know, teachers and librarians, we are role models, and parents are also role models. They can instill that lifelong love of reading in their children. And they are the people who looked at the quote in the beginning in the morning, that the child learns to read in a parent's lap, right? So emphasizing that with parents, that is where they're going to be learning to love to read, pretty much. I want to emphasize that today is not a workshop about teaching children how to read, but rather it is a workshop about teaching them to want to read, the desire, the love of reading, the passion for reading. So that's a big distinguishing factor. I could do a whole workshop, as I'm sure a lot of us in the room could do, about teaching children how to read and the phonetic awareness and phonemic awareness and all that, but that's not what we're going to be doing today. So I just want to, expectations now, we're talking about them wanting to read and that passion around reading. Can I hear some of the challenges that you wrote down that your parents might face? Because we want to acknowledge those. It's kind of the elephant in the room.
Fatigue and indifference.
Ooh, fatigue and indifference.
Multiple children they have to work with.
Yeah, I hear that a lot, actually. Multiple age levels, right? So if you have a kid who's in kindergarten or going into kindergarten and a kid who's in 5th grade, how do you balance reading with both of those children at home at the same time? What else?
Sports.
Sports. Schedule.
Their emphasis on sports compared to academics.
Yes, exactly. There's a book I remember from early on in my teaching years. It's like Mice or something, and they're like overscheduled. Does anyone know this book? They're overscheduled. They have this to go to and that to go to, and this. I'm trying to think of the title of this book. And then there's a snow day. And if you're from where I'm from, Michigan, snow day stops everything. And so then they have to sit home and read together. And so that kind of concept of, yes, kids are busy, sports, arts and crafts, what have you. What else?
We have a very high ESL population.
Okay. And most of my career has been with families whose second language is English. So yes. Anything else? Challenge-wise?
And if you have children who have academic challenges or behavioral challenges,
Okay.
you're often, as a parent, you're often trying to cope with that.
Yes.
And that feeds into the whole fatigue.
Okay. So I want to say that, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like a stigma, because some of the kids are like, oh, that's a boy book, or that's a girl
Good.
book.
Good one.
Or a
Yeah.
baby book.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah.
For dads, I don't think that don't have a personal experience
Yes.
from their childhood, they
Yes.
know how wonderful it is to
That's a really good point. We want to acknowledge these even with our parents in the room. What are your challenges? So I'm going to put my hat back on as not your facilitator here, but as you would be the facilitator, and let you acknowledge that with the parents in the room when you do this workshop. Because they'll feel better, and as we talked about this morning, their affective filter or their inhibitions, their anxiety around the topic will lower when you're able to say to them, I get that you worked hard. I get that no one read to you when you were a kid. I get that this book might, if you have kids of different ages or with different learning disability, what have you, acknowledge them and even maybe chart them up on the wall so that the parents feel like, okay, you get me. You get what I'm going through, and you're not saying, do all this, climb these mountains, even though you're working 8 jobs, even though you have no books, still do this. You have to acknowledge their challenges in life.